Hey everyone, Charting Man Dan from ChartGuys.com. You know, behind every single video that we put out every single day, there's a wonderful community of traders that we want to invite you to be a part of. Try the free 7-day trial and gain access to our live market broadcasts every morning and afternoon, interact with hundreds of like-minded traders, or take part in one of our dedicated chat rooms, each led by an analyst that's there to answer your questions in real time. Our trial is risk-free with absolutely no commitment or credit card required to experience the TCG community. For those looking for a head start in technical analysis, check out our entries and exits course in the link below in the description. Get up to speed with the fundamentals of TCG technical analysis and experience over 5 hours of great community-driven trading education. Hey everyone, checking in on the market rundown heading into Tuesday, April 25th. So SPY IWM and QQQ. We saw the bulls prove themselves last Thursday with a close over some resistance levels. To me, that showed me that this new support level at 232.51 was holding and that we were going to see a tightening range forming. Obviously, didn't anticipate the extremely bullish reaction to the French election over the weekend. We knew there was going to be a reaction, but certainly benefiting the bulls with a big gap up open and the low of the day on the pullback, this big long lower wick, obviously not the accurate price. They will adjust that. The low was down at 236.61. So that is the low to be watching. If that level does break, we are going to begin filling this gap to the downside. So that is absolutely a key support to be keeping an eye on. But the bulls throughout the morning were trading sideways, and that was beneficial for the bulls because that sideways trading after a gap up showed that support was being established. And anytime you see a gap up, as long as you're not fading away and pulling back to fill that gap, that does benefit the bulls. So resistance right now, we are above the upper Bollinger Band in breakout mode. We have a bullish MACD cross, the RSI convincingly over 50. What we're watching right now is this level from April 5th, and we have a clear lower high pattern on the daily, 237.39. We did break it by 2 pennies today. Obviously, that's not convincing enough. If we get follow through tomorrow, it will be a clear break of 237.39. From there, we're looking at 237.61, 238.40, and the all-time high. So what this has done is it has shifted the pattern from lower highs and lower lows on this consolidation to now a higher low and a higher high. Just need a little bit more convincing action to the upside. Update the upper Bollinger Band at the open. As long as the bulls close above it, they are in full control in breakout mode. And the weekly time frame, the consolidation we've seen over the past 6 weeks has certainly been prolonged in the sense that it took a lot of time to play out. But in terms of what we gave back, considering where we came from the election, this was absolutely insignificant and very healthy. The bulls maintaining control. So the daily time frame, we could clearly see lower highs and lower lows. The bears shifted the momentum as soon as the middle Bollinger Band on the daily was lost. Now the momentum is back. They shifted it on Thursday. Big time follow through today. And the SPY bulls keeping control with the all-time highs in sight. IWM also extremely strong above the upper Bollinger Band. Breakout mode. So breaking all kinds of resistance levels. And we're just looking up at the all-time high. We've got the high of today up at 139.34. 139.96, 140.46. As long as the bulls stay above the upper Bollinger Band, they're in full control in breakout mode. If we break 138.49, the low, we will look for consolidation down towards filling that gap. So bulls want to hold the upper Bollinger Band and the low of today on SPY and IWM for as long as possible. The weekly upper Bollinger Band resistance on IWM is 139.49, and we did pull back just below that level, so that is a key resistance to be watching on the weekly as well. And SPY weekly upper Bollinger Band not a factor. That's all the way up above 241. QQQ, big gap up, all-time highs. Tech sector is on absolute fire. You see Facebook with a new all-time high, Google with a new all-time high. Big-time bulls. So what we have here is the same scenario with a gap up above the upper Bollinger Band. Support to hold is 133.80 to prevent from filling the gap. And we're in blue sky breakout, so 138.28, make that 134.28, and 135 are the next two resistances to be watching. Weekly time frame, after a couple weeks of consolidation, the bulls showing back up in a big way and fending off the bearish MACD cross. So long-term perspective, the bulls never really had anything to sweat in terms of turning the trend around from what we were coming from since the election. It was just the daily time frame that was showing us consolidation, but the bulls are back in full control, breaking lower high patterns and looking up at their all-time highs if they're not already there at this point. So I appreciate you watching. We'll see what kind of follow-through the bulls can get tomorrow. Update those upper Bollinger Bands on the daily and watch the supports, the low of today. Thanks again. We'll see you tomorrow.